Hello, and welcome back to Invitation to Puzzles, where we have the second quiz by PhoenixAki. This quiz covering German Whispers and Renban, which I am greatly looking forward to. So, if you have not seen the past two things where we did German Whispers and Renban, I'll give you a little reminder, which is that Renban need to have consecutive digits in some order. And German Whispers, the adjacent digits need to differ by at least 5. I'm hoping I don't have to notice, so even though I did notice and it's bothering me that there's a little bitty green tipping out of that corner, but what can you do? Alrighty, so there's a link down in the description if you want to give it a go, and now I'm going to give it a go. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we have an interesting setup here in box 8 that is, I think, what we're meant to be drawn towards. And so the thing to convince yourself, and probably this is intuitive, but I'll tell you a way to rigorously convince yourself of that if you don't like it. One of these has to be 1, 2, 3, one of them has to be 4, 5, 6, and one of them has to be 7, 8, 9. And if you're worried that you think that's probably true, but you don't quite see like a way to argue it, the way to ask it is, where does the 1 in the box go? Well, it goes on some length 3 Renban. That's going to be a 1, 2, 3. Where does the 9 in the box go? Well, it goes on some length 3 Renban. That's going to be 9, 8, 7. And then there's 3 digits left, which are 4, 5, and 6. And so that's why it has to be that way. And that's very interesting because of this given 1 and this given 3. Which tell me that this isn't 1, 2, 3, and this isn't 1, 2, 3, so this is. And that is interesting because it looks up at this cell on the German Whisper, which now can't be low. So as we talked about in the German Whisper video, and we'll talk about in many future German Whisper videos, German Whispers always have to alternate between a 1, 2, 3, 4 number and a 6, 7, 8, 9 number. And you can't put 4 in the middle. And that's because these would both be 9. So this is a 6, 7, 8, 9 number, and because it alternates, actually all of these are 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers, and all of these are 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. Now, I can do a little bit better than that. So for example, in the same way that I argued that this couldn't be a 4, it also can't be a 6. Because a 6 here would put 2 1s along the side. I just missed that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't actually screw it up, as I usually do. This can't be a 6 either, because if it were a 6, these would both be 1. Ditto that being 6. Ditto that being 4. Note this one and this one actually could be 4, because it's okay for both of those to be 9 or both of those to be 9. And in fact, one of them is 4 because that one's not. If you look back over here, and now if you look in the row, we actually have a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. And in this quadruple, that is one of each, 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the row, the 4 is definitely in one of these two cells. And now the convenient thing is no matter which of these two cells is 4, that one's always a 9, which means that's not a 9, and therefore that digit's not a 4. Okay, now, I should probably think about what's going on in row 1 as well, because in row 1 I've got this giant length 7 Renban. What if I make this digit a 2? That's not going to work, and quiz yourself to see if you know why. It doesn't work because if I make this a 2, then I need to put a 1 in row 1 somewhere, and the problem is it can't go there, so it goes on the Renban. And that's a problem because I need to make a length 7 Renban that has a 1 but no 2. That's not going to work. Exactly the same thing goes horribly wrong if I put a 3 here. If I put a 3 here, then I put a 1 and a 2 on this Renban that then can't have a 3 on it. That's not going to work either. So in fact, that's always a 1. And by almost exactly the same argument, this has to be a 9 because, well, there in fact, actually, I could make it the argument even cleaner now. In row 1, the 2 is on this line. So this line must have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on it. And so therefore the thing that's not on it is the 9 at the other end. Okay, so that is not a 9. Okay. So, oh, why did I remove? Ah, yes, I removed 9 from there because that was a 9. I see. And so now that's not a 4 for sure, because 4 would go next to a 9 there. And so this is the 4, which does go next to a 9. And that's a 2-3 pair, which has now made that a 1. Okay, this is a something that's next to a something and a something. Let's see. So if these are low, they are a 2-4 pair, and that's a 9. If these are a high, they can be anything, but that's a 2. Oh, let's do this the easy way. That's a 4. So there's a 4 on this. So remember, this is the 4, 5, 6. And so that's the 7, 8, 9. So these aren't low, because if they were low, they would be 2, 4, and they would clash with this 4, 5, 6. So this is high. These are low. No, sorry. So this is low. Sorry, I did the thing I always do of explaining why something can't be something and then filling in the something. These can't be low because there aren't enough lows available. So this is high. No, sorry. So this is low. That's what I kept doing. I said these can't be low, so this is high, but that's the same thing. These can't be low, so this is low. And the only low available is a 2. And so these are high, who knows what, 7, 8, 9 kind of highs. Okay. These are the same high-lowity. Okay, so this Renban, because it goes vertically and looks into this box, it can't be any of these exactly. It can't be 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3. So in particular, this Renban here, because it can't be exactly 7, 8, 9, and there's a 6 in the box, it has to come from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know I'm not putting 5s on either end, but actually I'm not putting 1s on this Renban either, because if you put 1s on this Renban, then it becomes 1, 2, 3, and that's just as big a problem. So this is from 2, 3, 4, 5 only. Now, an interesting fact is neither of these cells can be a 4. And the reason why neither of these can be a 4 is because, of course, it would put 2 9s in this column. So, in fact, that's a 3 and that's a 2, which makes that a 1. And now, because neither of those is a 4, this is a 4, because it can't be a 5. It wouldn't be a valid Renban anymore. Oops. Come back. Okay, so these are an 8, 9 pair now. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And so let's look at this row. And let's ask where 9 goes, is I think the cleanest way to do this. Because if I put the 9 on this, then it becomes 7, 8, 9, and we have this problem again. So the 9 actually has to go there. And so now what's left in the row is 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is either 5, 6, 7 or 6, 7, 8. And there's two ways you could think about this. One is it being 5, 6, 7 makes this cell broken because this cell can no longer be anything. The other way to think about it is, where is the 8 in this row? Well, it has no choice but to be on this Renban, and as soon as it is on this Renban becomes 6, 7, 8. Whichever way of those you like is plenty fine. Okay, so now in this box, the 9 definitely goes down here because I'm not putting a 9 on a Renban that doesn't have a 6, 7, or 8 on it. And the reason I liked writing that in right away is that it sorts out that 8 and that 9, which sorts out that 7 and that 8. Okay, and so this is from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And an interesting thing about it is no matter how you make a Renban out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's always a 3 on it. And that's because if you imagine making a Renban of this length without a 3 from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you would have to make it from 1, 2, 4, 5. And I defy you to find 3 consecutive digits out of 1, 2, 4, 5. But that 3 looks over here and sorts out this world. And now that 2 tells me there's no 1 on here either. So this just is 3, 4, 5. So these are 1, 2, and 9. And so that means this digit is now a 5, which is helped over there. These two digits are a 1 and a 7. That seems to be the 1, owing to that whispers. That seems to be the 7. Let's see. This is a 6 or 7. I don't actually know which. This is a 1, regardless, because it needs to be next to a 6 or a 7, so it can only be a 1 or a 2. This number I know is a 4, because it's a low number on a German whisper, and it sits next to a number, and it's not a 1, 2, or a 3, so it's a 4, which makes that a 9. Makes that distinctly not a 9. The name of my new cover band. Let's see. Okay, so, right. This is bigger than 3, so these have to be from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, they can't go up to 9 or 8, because if they're 9, 8, 7 or 8, 7, 6, they both break that cell. So they're certainly from 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, the thing that's always in common here is we always use a 5 and a 6. I'm saying this like this is going to be useful, and I'm not convincing myself very well that this is going to be useful. That's not a 5, that's not a 6. Okay, it is actually useful. Never mind. It is useful because I can rule out the 6 here, and now I've got a 7, 8 pair. And so I can pull the 7 off of this, and now this is a 4, 5, 6, which makes that a 3. And now this is a 2 or a 9, but it's assuredly not a 9. So that's the 2 and the 9, making that the 3 and the 8, because 3 and 7 don't go next to each other. Remember the whole backstory I told you at the beginning. So that's a 7. No 7s go over there. Okay, so now we're doing some Sudoku. So this has got to be a 7, 8, 9 Renban, just based on the box. And neither of those can be the 9, so that is the 9. These are a 1, 2. I don't think I know the order. Apparently I do. That sees a 1. Oh, it sees a 1 from all the way over there, yeah. Okay, okay, so these are now something, something, something. Okay, this is a high number. Oh yeah, it's a 6 or a 7. I didn't actually notice that I actually had a 6, 7 pair here for sure. Okay, so this column has a triple left. They are a 2, a 3. I seem to know where the 2 goes. and a 5, I believe. So yeah, so the 2 is placed up there. Possibly controversially. Let's see. Probably not that controversial, actually. What about this box? I know one of these two is a 2. I know there's an 8-7 over here. That doesn't really sound prodigious. Okay, so this Renban needs to have a 6 or an 8 on it. So it is from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But this digit of those is uniquely an 8 somehow. Uh-oh. Oh. I see what I did that was wrong. I assumed that for some random reason that because this digit was next to a 2, it had to be a 7, but there's no reason why that should be the case. Okay, so we'll just go back to where we blew up the world. Okay, so now, again, this does not have a 2 or a 4 on it, so it's got to have a 6 or an 8. So it's from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that makes this a 7, 8, and this not a 7, 8, because now there's a 7, 8 pair in the row. And so the only way that works is a 7 and a 6 with an 8 there. Okay. So these are a 2, 6 pair just by asking where 2 and 6 go in the box. And these are a 7 and a 5 by asking the same thing. This is still a 7, 8, 9, actually, just because I need to fit something in here and I can't do anything with 1 and 2. Okay, that's a 9. Those are the 1, 2, and that 1 sees over here. A 2 and a 1. I don't know how much of the whoopsie you saw, but surprisingly or unsurprisingly, most of the puzzle fills in the same way, even when I fill in the wrong digit at random. Okay, so what's left in this row is a 9. This row, we need a 5, a 6, and a 4, which seems to go there. This is a 5 or a 6, but it's next to a 1 on a German Whisper that I did not notice appearing. I noticed it the last time, though. 3, 5, and 8, it looks like. So that's the 5, the 3, and the 8. One of these is a 4. One of them's a 7. Let's see, this column, one of these is a 3. One of them's a 6. Okay, and in the box, we still need a 2. A 5. Let's see, in this row, we need a 1, which is going to go there. And a 4. Let's see, that seems to be an 5. The 4 and the 5. Okay, let's see. We still need a 3 in this row, a 6, a 5, a 7, and an 8. Lovely puzzle. Just an absolutely lovely set of puzzles there by PhoenixAki. I will have to see. In fact, I might actually check now if PhoenixAki has published any more. But let me tell them that I recorded their puzzles. But anyway, huge thank you to everyone for watching this series. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And we'll be back soon with more Invitation to Puzzles. Bye for now.